Hi, I'm Ryan from Garmin. Today we're going to discuss Axis flight displays. Axis breaks the barriers of what's possible in a flight display and unlocks new capabilities for your panel. Axis is built on Garmin's decades of experience in avionics and is the first of its kind to include optional built-in IFR GPS, Navcom radio, and 4-place audio panel. Let's take a look at Axis and the features that separate it from previous generations of flight displays. Axis comes in 3 display formats: an 11.6-inch landscape display, an 8-inch portrait or landscape display. On this kiosk, I have 3 11.6-inch displays that are configured as a PFD and 2 MFDs. The 8-inch displays are the same dimensions as the 7-inch G3X Touch, featuring thinner bezels allowing for a larger display. If you are upgrading from a G3X Touch, Axis will utilize the same panel cutout. Axis contains a familiar Garmin button layout from the G3X Touch. This includes a menu and a back button on either side of the display, with an additional emergency button on the left and direct to button on the right. Each side of the display comes equipped with a dual concentric knob for convenient pilot interface. For example, moving between apps, precise zooming of the map just like its predecessor, and much more. Let's power up Axis so you can get a look at its design, new features, processing speed, and performance boost. The Axis display is organized in a PFD MFD with optional EIS layout and should be familiar to you if you have experience with other Garmin flight displays or integrated flight decks. The PFD includes an airspeed tape on the left and altitude tape on the right. The attitude information cuts through the entire screen, helping to increase situational awareness for the pilot. At the top of the PFD, we have bank angles and digital turn and slip indicator for coordination. At the bottom center, you'll find heading information with an HSI for navigation just below that. Generally, anything that is cyan in color can be selected and altered by the pilot. For example, if you are arriving at your destination and receive a new altimeter setting from the ATIS, you can simply tap the altimeter setting data field and input the updated information. Split screen can be activated by tapping the split button at the top right corner, which reveals apps available to the pilot. Apps are organized into 3 categories: primary, quick actions, and settings and tools. Quick actions are items like direct to, procedures, and audio entertainment options. In settings and tools, the pilot can customize access to personal preferences, check databases, configure the display, or restart the unit. Primary apps include map, waypoint, and flight plan. Apps also include traffic, engine, and weather if equipped, the big ticket items pilots use in flight to navigate and make aeronautical decisions effectively. For example, if you want to make a change to your flight plan based on a new clearance, it's available at the touch of a button. If you want to investigate traffic or pull up your destination radio frequencies, simply click the next app and make your selection. Many of these same functions can be retained on the screen as widgets in full screen mode. Widgets are smaller inset windows available on the right side of the screen. 3 widgets can be enabled by selecting Display from the Settings and Tools menu and then selecting Widgets. You can also select which widgets are displayed from the same menu. For example, I can create a widget for my flight plan, traffic, and weather for additional situational awareness right from the PFD. The widgets are then available as inset items for the rest of the flight or until changes are made. If I want more information from any widget, I can select that widget for expansion in split screen mode for more detail. At the top of either the primary flight display or multifunction display, you'll find frequency information for both COM and nav. Here you can see COM 1 with its standby and COM 2 on the top right of the display. Optional transponder controls are located in the top center, along with audio panel controls and common use indicators. If I wanted to change my transponder code, I can easily tap the transponder control, input a new squawk code, or return to 1200 for VFR. Distance to the next flight plan fix is also included here in magenta for GPS. Extra room in this top section can be used to create pilot selectable data fields. The multifunction display comes equipped with a large moving map and an app selector at the bottom of the display. Options include the same apps from PFD: maps, waypoint information, weather, flight plan, and traffic. You simply tap Split at the top right of the display to include an additional set of apps that provide more information. This is handy if you would like to view your flight plan or weather along with your moving map. On the moving map, you'll notice the new radial menu, which may look familiar as we've brought it over from Garmin Pilot. To use the radio menu, tap anywhere on the moving map, and the radio menu will indicate additional details available below. For example, if I place my finger here, I can pull up the information on the Kansas City Downtown Airport, go direct to that airport, or get more information about the downtown airspace. The radio menu also includes the distance and bearing from your current location, along with the field elevation from the menu's inner circle. On this display, the engine information has been configured to the left side of the MFD for convenient use in flight. Each indication provides a digital readout of the engine data so pilots can quickly and easily understand the state of their aircraft. Most digital gauges also provide a comparison against limits. Let's take a look at RPM, for example. This display indicates an RPM of 2,500, which is within the green arc. You can also see the limit indicated at 2,700 in red. Engine indication system on the MFD displays all of your necessary engine data, including RPM, manifold pressure, fuel quantity, oil temperature, oil pressure, CHTs, and EGTs. If your MFD display were to become unavailable, the engine information automatically moves to the PFD to ensure the pilot doesn't miss critical engine information. Now that we have covered the basics of Axis, let's walk through a flight so you can see some of the new features in action. The first thing I'm going to do is build a flight plan. To get started, I'll select Split from the PFD or MFD, then select Flight Plan from the Apps menu. I can either do that here on the app screen or make my selection from the primary apps below. From here, I'll input my flight plan as usual. For today's flight, we'll be making a trip from New Century Airport, near Garmin headquarters, to Colorado Springs, Colorado. I'll enter my departure point as KIXD and my destination as KCOS. Now with my flight plan complete, I can get my clearance, begin my taxi, and get ready for takeoff. As we taxi, you'll get a great view of Garmin's 3D SafeTaxi that is featured in every Axis display. 3D SafeTaxi is an exocentric view of the aircraft showcasing significant airport fixtures. It prominently displays taxiway numbers, airport signage, buildings, and turn-by-turn position. Basically, think of it as detailed synthetic vision for the airport environment. In the waypoint section, a SafeTaxi airport diagram has also been enhanced to show more detailed items like taxiway markings and windsocks. As you take the runway, the screen zooms in for your normal first-person view of synthetic vision. Runway occupancy awareness is an additional tool on the ground or in the air. If you are approaching a runway with incoming traffic or an aircraft on the ground, the system provides visual and audible alerts of potential conflict. This system leverages ADS-B traffic data to increase the pilot's situational awareness. As we prepare for our approach and landing, we get assigned the ILS 17 left at KCOS. Let's pull up the approach on our split screen display so we have easy access during final approach. I'll tap the split button on the top right of my PFD and choose the flight plan app. Then I'll select my destination airport and load the procedure, in this case the ILS 17 left. I can also input my assigned transition or vectors along with minimums. Then I'll load or activate the approach as needed. If you are transitioning from previous Garmin navigators, this process should look familiar to you. Now we can see our approach and navigation information on the display. As we come in for a landing, I'm inadvertently aligned with the incorrect runway. I was cleared for ILS 17 left into Colorado Springs, and I'm aligned with runway 17 right.
Check runway.
I receive a check runway oral and visual warning. This alert system is Garmin's SurfaceWatch, which has been included as an enablement in the Axis design. You will also see extended runway center lines indicated with chevrons and distance information to your destination for additional situational awareness. Axis was designed with connectivity in mind. Native Wi-Fi or Bluetooth can be leveraged to transfer flight plans from Garmin Pilot to Axis in flight, allowing the pilot to quickly make flight plan changes on their tablet and then sync to their avionics. You can also amend your flight plan in Garmin Pilot and send the change to Axis. Axis will then prompt you to accept the modification to your active flight plan. Future updates will use native Wi-Fi to streamline database updates. After the flight, your data will automatically be transferred to flygarmin.com through a connection with Garmin Pilot, where it can be viewed or automatically shared with analytic services like Flysto or Savvy Aviation. Garmin continues to develop technology that helps you fly safely. For more information on Axis, please visit garmin.com/Axis. Thanks for watching.